we are today starting with page 28. I looked ahead through the rest of the book, and I found that to get all the letters done, the end of the alphabet is on page 67. There's no way that, at this pace that we can do it. So I said to them, can we meet, if the class wants to, can we meet in January? And they said yes, because that space is reserved and that link is ours. So I would propose that we meet every week. I mean, a lot of people expressed frustration that they had taken adult ed classes and they never finished. And several of the members in this class said they took several classes, they never finished. So I think we should, at least, the book goes to like page 77. We're not going to finish the book, but we could get to the end of the alphabet. And I have a way for us to speed up a little. So that would be, if anyone wants to do it, I would recommend that we meet in January. Now, so anyway, they're going to start a new semester on February 5th. And those classes, apparently there were a lot of people on a waiting list for the beginning Hebrew. So they're going to have, I think, like 4 beginning classes because it was popular. Your next step would be advanced beginner, but we need to finish the alphabet. So as I wrote to you, there's 2 choices. Well, we really have to finish the alphabet. And then you'll be able to go into advanced beginner. So I suggest that we finish it in January, and then by February 5th, you'll be ready. We could either stay together as a group, or you can go to register for an advanced beginner with another teacher. Either way is fine. If the class wants to do either one, I'm flexible. I could stay with the class, or they asked me if I could teach another beginner or advanced beginner. I said yes. Yeah, Robin.
I propose that we stay together as a group and continue in January and then move forward as a group.
I agree.
I agree with you.
So it depends on what everybody wants to do. I could do that, and I said to Julia, who's the co-chair of education, I said, look, I love my class and I would love to finish with them, and I really don't want to rush them through. I want to do it properly. So I'd like to finish in January, and then I can teach the whole intermediate class. In fact, I said that I could even teach advanced or, beginning Olpan. That's not the problem. So I will take a poll. You can write to me, and say what you want to do. If you want to switch teachers, I'm not offended, it's fine. If you want to go with another style, another teacher, that's always a good idea in language learning, but I'll do what the majority wants. But I really feel that we need to get through the alphabet, because that was the initial thing. And along the way, in the next couple of pages, the next, let's say 20 pages or so, they're going to teach you to read. This whole book is geared towards Friday night. So they're going to do today, I think at the end of today, we'll get to candlelighting, not just memorizing, reading it, reading candlelighting. Then, so we have Shalom Aleichem, we can do that. And then they're going to do different Friday night prayers, which is fantastic. So the rest of the book, from page 67 to 77, there's 10 pages where it's Aleinu and it's practice reading. But that's like supplementary. You can always get that in the advanced beginner class. So I'm not worried about you, but I feel it's imperative that we learn the alphabet. Okay, so that's what you signed up for. That's what you're going to get.
A question, is the next session going to still be like the every other week, or that hasn't decided yet?
Well, all right, I'll address that right now. I complained to them and I said, I am a language teacher by profession. And I said, that's deadly. I said, every 2 weeks is not enough. You need to have the practice, because if somebody misses a class, it's like a month. It's crazy.
Right.
So they have it set up that the class could do it, that this time is reserved. this Zoom time for this class. I said, we really should be doing it every week. And then we don't have to rush. Then we could do it a week, an hour, and then people are free to do what they have to do. That would be the best thing. Now, I looked this morning in the directions from the writer of the book, from the author, and he said, oh, a lot of people have been able to get through this curriculum. And then I noticed one line, it said 12 sessions, 2 hours each. I go, 12 sessions, 2 hours each. They were trying to do this in 7 sessions every 2 weeks. That's 24 hours. No wonder they finished. So yeah, and to just railroad you through or leave you halfway, then you won't have finished beginner and you can't go into advanced beginner, feeling competent. So I say we have to at least finish in January if everybody is up for it.
So
Okay.
So when will the next class be after this?
Well, so today is the 18th, right?
Okay.
So 18/7, that's 25, and then the next one is January 1st on a
Friday, right?
Friday. So I would say January 8th.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's traveling.
Right.
Doubt it.
No.
Now, then I would say I would go with January 8th. Now, just a heads up.
3 weeks.
Well, next week would be the 25th, and like I said, there may be families, and I'm not gonna, interrogate anybody who are celebrating both traditions and Christmas Day. I think that anyone who has non-Jewish family or within their own family should have the capability of having a peaceful holiday. So I think Christmas is not a good idea.
And then January. Oh, well.
I think January 8th would be good. I think 8 to 15 and 7/25. And I think like 4 weeks in January, I think we can finish. So should we go for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. This gives you a little break in December, whatever you're gonna do, family coming over and stuff like that. And all right, so we'll do January 8th. And that would be good. Now, oh, by the way, since there are going to be several teachers teaching the beginning, now there were 2 of us. I think there's like 3 or 4. There's going to be an early class. If this is not a convenient time for anyone, there's going to be, I think, like a 10:30 to 11:30. And then they have the 1 to 2 o'clock, which I'm doing, or I have been doing. So I'm throwing that out there. You'll see that in the registration. So that's if we finish and you go into an advanced beginner, a different class, then I think you're going to have choices on the time. I don't know how many advanced beginners they're going to be, but and then the step up after that's intermediate.
Yeah, when does advanced?
What's that, Helene?
When does advanced
They'll
begin?
all begin on February 5th.
Okay.
And in the next week or 2, everybody who's registered for Hebrew now, beginning and intermediate, will have something sent to them about registering. And I really, I urge you to re-register as soon as possible because they have waiting lists that people are anxious to jump in. Robin.
Our name be on the registration as the teacher for that class, or we just make sure to register for Friday at 1 o'clock?
Well, if people want me to continue with that, I would go with the Friday at 1 o'clock. Yeah, and then that would be it. And then there's another one that's going to be 10:30, and maybe someone will do another day. But they're picking up more teachers because they have a lot of people who want to, do this. And I believe that to take the bat mitzvah class, which is a 3-year commitment, and it sounds wonderful, you'd have to have a reading knowledge of Hebrew. So this is like a prerequisite. So if you want to go for a bat mitzvah, if you never had one and you want to do it. Yeah, look, commitment, everything in life, it depends on your commitment, your level of commitment, right? I just want to show you something. Let me see if I can get to the, want to get, anyway, here, you can see this. That's it's my basket. Here. Can you, no, not there. I don't know. Can you see this? This, I'll tell you the name. This was a book that my daughter got for me for Hanukkah. It's called Feeding Women of the Bible, Feeding Ourselves. I think it's new. I never saw that. I have a ton of cookbooks. This is from 2019, Kendon Alfond. So this is his title. And it looks interesting. It talks about Zipporah and Yael and Miriam and Shifra and all that. And there's a lot of vegetarian and vegan things. I didn't look at the whole thing yet, but it looks like it's that way. Cauliflower and bean. It looks like it's vegetarian and vegan. Plant-based kosher. Snacks, meals, and desserts. There you go. So if any of you are vegetarians or vegans, that's the book for you. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, on January 8th, we're going to continue this class and we're going to continue through January or what? Or the
we'll
next?
Continue through January and we'll try to get the alphabet done.
Okay, then on February 5th, if we want to register, do we register for advanced beginner or intermediate after this class?
That's going to be up to you. We had a meeting recently and they were trying to come up with a description of the levels. So the beginner level was no knowledge of the alphabet and wanted to learn how to read, to decode. Advanced beginner will do more with a reading knowledge. We'll go into, I think, the Shabbat morning service and do more Friday night. Intermediate will, I think, delve a little more into the structures of the language and being able to lead a service, maybe the Torah service or something like that. But they're going to describe it. So you have a little more idea of where you fit and what's best, you
What is
know.
this class? What is the one we're taking now?
This is beginner. This
Okay.
is beginner Hebrew. After, if we finish by the end of January, you'll be able to go on to advanced beginner. Or if you feel comfortable, intermediate. I would suggest advanced beginner because you're going to do prayer in advanced beginner. And if I take this class, January 5th, we'll be doing that curriculum of advanced beginner, which is learning the service and basically different services, more prayers and Siddur. It'll be Siddur based. All the classes are Siddur based.
Okay.
Okay, it's not conversational. Maybe next year they'll put in Olpan conversational style Hebrew.
Is it for registration now, or did they open the registration?
The registration, I just found that yesterday. It'll come to you. Everybody who's in this class, I'm sure, will get a notice, an email in the next week or two. So just check your email for it. If I should see it, then I'll alert everybody. Okay. Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry, I was having a little technical difficulty trying to send out those copy pages.
Right.
So it was like three, I said,
Four of them. Okay.
and it was upside down. Okay, but I did send out vocabulary list
Yeah.
that everybody should have gotten. I did send out some information about the registration, and also I did send out 5 pages of learning how to do script. So you can practice that when you have some downtime. Yeah, that. And that is, this script is from a very nice book, which has like little sentences, Abba, Ba, Ima, Ba'a, mother is kind. But it's the main thing is learning how to write. What I'm going to do is go to the dollar store. Someone suggested I'm going to get a whiteboard, and I have a whiteboard pens, and I'm going to get an eraser. And so I'm going to be able to show you also some of the how to form the letters.
There's a whiteboard feature on Zoom. My daughter-in-law is a teacher, and she uses whiteboard on Zoom. I don't know how to do it, but you could look into it. You don't have to go to the dollar store.
Right.
You just,
You can
I
actually
think,
write on Zoom and
knowing
let-
myself, I think I'm better off at the dollar store. Because I think I tried, I had a whiteboard where I was working, and it looks like a child's scroll trying to do numbers. I was teaching a math in an ESL class, and it came out very labor intensive to write, and to write words. It really was with that pen, not very good. So anyway, all right, we are going to continue with page 28. Okay. So we have a
Carol?
new, yeah,
Are we meeting every Friday in January?
I'd like to.
Okay, just
All right.
need to clarify.
Yeah, and the first will be January 8th, and I'll send
I
out
got
a
that
notice
part.
to everybody of what the for, and I'll double check with Julia, with Women's League, but I think they said that I could do that. Okay? All right, so
Thank you.
everybody have, sure. So now we're getting to the end of Shalom Aleichem, and we're going to be able to sing it and read it in Hebrew, which is fabulous. So go to page 28. Okay. The key word on the top is Hakadosh. And Kadosh, there's a 3-letter root, Kadosh. This is a letter Kuf, and then we had a Dalet and a Shin. Does anyone know what the root Kadosh means? You have
Holy.
words like
Holy.
excuse me? Holy. So you have Kiddush, Kedusha, Kadosh, and so all those Kodesh, all those words have to do with something to do with holy, right? Okay, so this is a k sound, and we will see later that we have a chaf, and if we put a dot in the, let me see if I can do it this way. If you put a dot in the chaf, you'll have the letter kaf. So there's going to be another K sound along the way. Okay, so we have in Hebrew pairs. We have some letters that look different, but they have the same sound. And this is going to be one of them. This is the letter Kuf. And okay, so let's do the first line is just the vowels. We can go quickly through this. Let me just see if I can have everybody on here. Okay. Alice, you want to do that first? Let's just do a quick review of the vowels with the new k, hard K sound. Line 1.
So that's not a vowel there, is it? It's just doing the dot for the K, or is that?
The k, yeah, that dot, the chirik, that dot is an E.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it appears alone, and sometimes with a yud, like it's next door neighbor.
Okay, so that'd be.
Okay, do the whole line.
Oh, line 1 is key, K, 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 ka, ko, ku.
Great. Cuckoo. I have a request. If somebody is reciting a line, if you could not speak along with it because it's a little confusing, then we're hearing two voices. So here's a suggestion. If you want to practice, you're listening, you can put yourself on mute, and then you can hear it, and then you can practice. Okay, then you'll know by hearing the person whether you said it right or wrong. Okay, so we have all those vowels. And now remember the line, the straight line across is an ah. So Helene, I'm so glad you got your
I'm so
computer
glad.
fixed.
I am so glad that thing was fixed. You have no idea. I mean, I had to do
I'm sure.
I had to do a program for like 50 people, and I had to actually go to someone's terrace, not their house. Okay. Kal, as Kalel. Kal, kam, kan, kar, kash, as in kasha, kash,
Hi,
kat,
Kasha.
my favorite, kat, kad.
Okay, I am making Kasha tonight. All
Kajavanish.
right, line 3. Kasha, I don't know about the Vanishkas, but I'm going to make the Kasha. Okay, Faye, can you do line 3, please?
Sure. Kad, Kad, Ka, Dish, Kaddish.
Okay, so you see what they're doing? What's the word? Kaddish or Kaddish?
Yeah.
Reciting the Kaddish. Kaddish. Okay, line 4, Ella.
Keed, keyed, keyed, key, kush, kiddush.
Right. Douche and kiddush. So they're they're showing you the syllables. Kiddush, kiddush. Kaddish, kaddish. So there's syllables in Hebrew, just like English. Okay, so we're up to line 4, are we?
5 is the
Yeah.
next.
5.
5. Okay, 5. Marilyn, 5.
Kal, kam, kan, kar, kash, kat, kad.
Very good. Okay, line 6. Jackie.
Kaddish, Kaddish, Dosh, Adosh.
Okay, what's if I punched you in the stomach? I'm not going to be that brutal. Ooh, that line with the dot in the middle is ooh. So it'd be ki douche.
Kiddush,
Great. Okay, line 7, Robin.
Kad, Kad, Ka, Dosh, Kadosh.
Dosh. Okay, again, they're breaking it up. Line 8, Charlene.
Okay. Kadosh,
Dosh,
kadosh,
Dosh,
kadosh.
Dosh.
Okay, so can anyone tell me when you say kadosh, 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 what happens when you say that? Kadosh, kadosh, kadosh.
You stand on your tiptoe.
Right. You stand on, you go up on your toes, and it means holy, holy, holy. And it is said during the Kedusha, Saturday morning services, Kadosh, so that then we continue the rest of the Amidah, either with the cantor, reciting it, or the silent recitation of the Amidah. But this is in the Kedusha. Whoops, excuse me for a second. I have a call. Okay, I think that was Texas. Maybe someone's calling from Texas. Okay, so on line 9. Now, does anyone remember if I put ha in front of a word, that in Hebrew is called a prefix. It's an attachment. So what does it mean when I put ha? Like if I say ha mora, ha yalda, the. So, okay. So now we have HaKadosh, 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 like the Holy One. Okay. Now on line 10, we have little phrases. HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. The Holy One, blessed be He. HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Okay, so again, these are all phrases you're going to see in the Siddur many times. Now lines 11 and 12 are from Shalom Aleichem. So let's see if we can read it together first, and then we'll try to sing those 2 lines. Here we go. All right. Do you want me to say the words and say it after me?
Yeah.
Okay, because, okay. So why not? Baruchuni,
Barchuni,
L'Shalom.
Shalom.
Wait a minute. Let's try to stay together. Let's do this again. Let's say it together. Baruchuni,
Barchuni,
L'Shalom,
Shalom,
Malachi,
Malachi,
Hashalom,
Shalom,
Malachi,
Malachi,
Elyon.
Elyon.
Okay, so the melody goes da 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 da. We're gonna sing it slowly. Let's go back over line 11 and try to sing it. and look at the words. Don't just do it from memory, because I'll remember that there's a famous story where the class has been asked to stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. And one kid is, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation for which it stands. For Richard Sands, I message him, one nation for Richard Sands. Because the kid is just trying to remember, he really didn't know it. And one nation for Richard Sands, that's fine. Okay, let's sing it slowly, but reading the words. 1, 2, 3. Barchuni L'Shalom Malachei Shalom Malachei Elyon.
Me.
Is there anyone who has a better voice than I have? Somebody like to do line 11? A little solo? Susan, do you want to do it?
I'll read it, but I'm not going to sing it.
I can't
All right,
carry.
read it.
I don't
read
really
it,
have
read it.
No.
What?
All right, read it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Susan, read
Ami
it.
melech malahe
No, line
hamala.
11. Line 11.
Oh, 11
No,
again. I'm
line
sorry.
11.
Okay.
Go back.
Okay. Okay. Barachuni la shalom malahe ha shalom malahe el yon.
Great, great. Somebody else want to read that? I want to make sure. Now, at the end of this syllable, so we have, well, we're going to learn about the silent schwa today. So that line 11 is bar, because that's the end of a syllable. So it'd be bar, and that's not the sounded schwa. Bar huni le. Now the second word, that is a sounded schwa. That's the one that has a Le shalom, malache, ha-shalom, malache, elyon. So there's two kinds of shva. The shva is the one that is two dots, one on top of the other. And we've been learning about this, the sounded one. So the sounded one is at the beginning of a word. So the beginning of a word here is le. That's a syllable. Le, shalom. Bar, that's the end of the syllable. That's going to be a silent schwa. But not to get too crazy about that, because when you're singing and when you're speaking, that's a very fine point. Nobody can really hear it.
So
Unless you're a cantor.
a
Yeah.
question in the call. So is it Baruchu or Baruchu? Is there an us in there? Baruchu? The beginning
So
base.
there'd be
Baruchu at the
Baruchu.
Barchuni.
Baruchu. Yeah, that's the end of the syllable. Baruchu. Baruchu.
Yeah, I'm talking, is the B in Baruchu, is that an Is that the schwa pronounced, or is it bra?
It's no,
Or like-
no, it's neither one. The schwa's not under the bet, it's under the resh.
Okay, gotcha.
Baruchuni. Okay, it's not, if it was the first letter, then the schwa would be sounded, it would be Baruchuni, but it's not, it's Baruchuni, Baruchuni.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so you look here, it's Baruchuni, Baruchuni l'shalom.
Right.
Baruch, and actually it's in, when you sing it, Baruchuni, so you can, it's the end of that syllable, Baruchuni, Baruchuni l'shalom, Baruchuni l'shalom, okay. All right, so someone was gonna sing it, anyone gonna sing that line 11? Bunch of chickens.
I can't sing it.
I'll try.
All right, so who's gonna try?
Okay.
Alice.
Hey.
Oh, Yofi.
I do have a bad voice, but anyway. Baruch
I'm in the class, I'll call you later.
Baruch L'Shalom Ale. Oh wait, got the tune.
Barchuni l'shalom.
Malachi
Shalom.
Malachi
Good, good.
You want me to keep
Okay, then it continues. Sure.
No, oh, Malachi
Malachim Hamlachim.
Akadosh
Now the word hamlachim is ha, but they're actually, that's a prefix at the beginning of the word is m, hamlachim. But when you're singing or when you're speaking, you really don't hear the difference. So it's me, melech, malachi, hamlachim, hamlachim. You hear that? Hamlachim. So that's the sounded shva, ha-malachim. Okay?
So if there's a
That
prefix,
means the kings.
if you have the
The ha is a prefix, but the beginning of the word starts with the mem.
Yes, will be.
Ha-malachim. Makes sense? Okay.
Yeah, thank you, because I'm
So
getting
I want
very
to-
confused with the stars.
The shva, don't get confused about the shva. Worry about the 22 letters. Forget the shva is very like, you know, if you're reading Torah and you want to be, but who cares? It
Okay,
doesn't matter. Loach pat, doesn't matter. Okay, I want someone to read line 12, a volunteer.
I can do it.
Line 12. Oh, who said I can do it? That was Helene?
oh,
Faye.
Faye.
Hey,
Faye. Go ahead, Faye.
Well, let me sing it or read it. I said, you want me to
Whatever is more
sing it or
comfortable.
read it?
Whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Okay. Mi melech malachi hamalachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Okay, so she put the accent, she said hamilachim. It doesn't matter when you're singing it and you're singing with 100 people in the synagogue, okay? But it should be technically mi melech malachi hamalachim hamilachim.
So it's so it would be me. Melachim.
Okay, malche, that malche is the silent shva.
Okay.
Melech malche hamalachim, but it doesn't make difference because everybody knows what it
The
is.
second word with the shva underneath the L, would it be malachi or malche?
Malche.
Malche. If I was
That's
talking,
the end of the syllable. Malche, mi melech malche hamalachim hakadosh baruch hu. Okay,
great.
so that's the kuf with K sound. Now, my Hebrew name is Sipporah. In English, we have no corresponding letter. The closest they can come is a TZ in English or a TS. Sometimes TZ you see, sometimes TS. I prefer the TZ. When I spell my name in English, I write TZ, Sipporah. So you just have to get used to saying ts. You can all say right. Ts. Okay, that's the ts sound. Ts. Okay, it's like a TZ, or a TS. All right. So listen to me say the first line. See, say, say, sa, do. Okay. So this tzadi, and a lot of nice words with the tzadi. Can anyone think of a word with the tzadi?
Tzedek.
When you give charity, yeah, Faye? Helene?
Tzedakah.
Tzedakah. Robin? Robin?
Tzedakah.
Yeah.
Right, tzedakah.
And
you're
our
gonna see the word
tzedek, right? It's already
Tzadik katamar yefrach eres balvanon yeske ay tzadik katamar, one of the Friday night songs. So a tzadik is a religious person, is a just person. And tzedakah really it doesn't translate well with charity. Tzedakah is like you're giving of your time and your expertise. It's not giving. It's charity is not a good translation, right? Tzedakah is doing a just deed. Okay, so we have a lot of nice words with. Yes, my husband piped up a righteous act. Tzedakah. Okay. All right, let's do line 2 together. So that tzadi is a new sound, ts. And if you look at the top of page 29, you'll have the word seit chem, and that the 2 dots there, that's a silent seit, silent shva. Seit chem. Seit chem l'shalom, and that's in shalom aleichem. Seit chem. Seit chem. Okay. And we're going to see on line 6 and 7 how that is in the song Shalom Aleichem. Okay, let's do line 2 together slowly. Ready? Begin. Say,
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 Fail.
fail,
no,
same,
and,
same,
then,
same.
same.
Like Tzena, 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 Habanat Reina Chayalim, Bamoshav, la 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 la. Tzena. Okay, line 3, same thing. Say,
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 take,
say,
there,
say,
there,
say,
seish.
say,
Remember that's a shin, seish. State, state. Line 4. Say,
Say,
say.
say,
Now, remember that second letter, that's an aleph, it's silent. So the first word on line 4, the first syllable is say, and the second one is also say because the aleph is silent. Say,
say,
and again, say.
say,
Now,
say,
techem,
Him.
techem,
him,
techem. State, chem.
him,
say, come.
State,
Carol,
chem. State, chem.
Carol,
Yes,
what does that
Yes.
word mean? Seit chem, what does that mean?
it means go, go. Seit chem l'shalom, go. You know,
and peace.
good question. When we light the candles, or when I do Friday night, and I go like this, you're bringing in the light. You're bringing in the Shabbos bride, right? The kala, the Shabbos kala. Then when you're singing Shalom Aleichem, it's like the angels are coming to check. Are you doing everything? Are you prepared for Shabbos? And the angels are checking. They're happy, and Shabbos comes in. Now, the last stanza, I always go like this, and I'm sending the angels off. They're happy. They see the candles, they see the wine, they hear the blessings, they're happy. So, Seitchem l'shalom, go in peace. Boachem, when the beginning of the song is come in peace. Boachem, come in peace. And at the end of the song, Seitchem l'shalom, checking up on the candles, everything, challah, we good. Now go, you're happy. So it's nice. The song is a beautiful, Shalom Aleichem is a very beautiful song. Okay, so if you look again now, another silent letter on line 3, it's an ayin. And we're only pronouncing the tzadi and the a vowel. So that's say, and that's all you hear on line 3. Everybody see that?
Mhm.
Say.
Say,
Okay.
say,
All right. So I'll say, you say it after me. Tzeik,
say,
tzer,
There.
tzeish,
say,
face,
tzeit.
Say.
Okay, and that goes back again to Seit Chem. Okay, so now line 4, anybody want to volunteer? Ella, would you like to do line 4?
Sure. Sure. Say, 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 techem, say techem.
Beautiful. Very good, excellent. And that has an exclamation point because that's one of our key words in Shalom Aleichem. Seitchem l'shalom, go in peace. Okay, line 5. Esther?
Say, Techem, Clam, Chem.
Right, Seitchem, go. All right, so then 6, we have Seitchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Then if you check that line 6, and on the other page before, line 11, they had Baruch Hu Ni, but the rest, word for word, is the same. Remember I told you in the beginning, after the first line, the other lines are the same, and the only thing that changes is the one word. So now we had Baruch Hu Ni, and now we have Seitchem l'shalom. Now we're telling angels to go. And then the same thing, line 7 is the same as the page before, Mi Melech, Malachei, Hamlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. So the same melody, let's try to sing it. Da 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 dum dee 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 dee. Da 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 dum dee 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 dee. And that's the end of the song. This is the last stanza. Go, Seitchem. Okay, let's try to sing it slowly. And one of the things I want you to practice in the time that we're not together is get your Siddur out, whichever one you have, and from the Siddur, so that if you're in shul, you're familiar with how the words look and where the words are on the page. That's very important. I'll tell you why. When I read Torah, there's different Torahs in the synagogue. Some of them have narrow, their letters are narrow, very close together. Some of them are spread out. Some of them are pointy. Some of them are shiny. They look like they've been shellacked. And also when you study in the Tikkun, you're getting a visual image of where the letters are in the Tikkun. And when you get up there and they open up the Torah scroll, the words are not in the same place. They're not in the same place as they have in the Tikkun. It could start at the end of the line, the beginning of your reading. And it kind of throws you off sometime. So I once said to the rabbi, it's sometimes a little confusing. Well, I found out that you can go to shul on a Thursday or any during the week, and you can go into the sanctuary. You can open the ark, the Aron Kodesh. It's best if somebody helps you. Take out the Torah, open it up if you can find, and I can find the place, and look at it where it is in that Torah that you're going to use on Shabbat, and take a picture with your cell phone. And I've done that a few times when I had time. Take a picture. Now I'm studying from the cell phone because now I know exactly what it looks like. And it helps a lot. So a little tip. And it's totally kosher. You can do that, open the ark and you're reading little Torah.
If you're allowed.
Okay, so
if you're allowed.
Yeah, those are the good old days.
Yeah.
That's right, Helene. Those are the good old days. You could go there, go into the sanctuary, take out Torah.
Okay.
I would go with a friend usually. I'd go with one other person. All right, line 6. Wait, line 6.
Where are we, line 6?
Say 10. Yeah. Say
Shalom.
Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Line 7. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, we're going to skip the bottom because it's just the same thing, words from this song. Now, I'm going to give you homework because we are not going to meet until January. Page 30 and 31. From now on, the extension and the review page are going to be homework. And that's how we're going to get ahead a little bit. What do you see on page 30? What is that? It should be familiar.
The song shop.
song on the left.
Okay, so you now know all the words. You now can have all the letters. So now they're presenting it like this. And if you have trouble, I think in the beginning they gave you a phonetic version. Now, page 31 is a practice sheet. These are the letters we've learned and with the vowels. And you notice in every line, the vowels are the same. So the first one is ooh, ooh, and the second one is ooh, ooh, and the third one is hoo, hoo. Okay, so this is a very good review, and the vowels are going to be the exact same position in every line. All right, what I want to just do quickly is, what's the sound of the first letter? The aleph.
Silent.
Silent.
What's the sound of the ayin?
Silent.
Silent.
Okay, what's the sound of the hey?
H.
Huh. Like an H, huh. What's the sound of the bet? What's the sound of the dalet?
B.
What's the sound of the lamed? L. The sound of the kuf, the one we just learned.
Okay. Hard K.
K, right? Like a K. What's the sound of the resh?
R.
Or sound.
Here's a little clue. The names of the letters have the sound. What's the sound of the letter shin? What's the sound of the letter tav?
Yeah.
T. And we have a tav. It's the same thing. Tav and sav is the same thing. Tav used to be with the dot, and the sav was without the dot. But Sephardic Hebrew, they're both t. What's the sound of the chaf? Okay, and a chaf, does that look? Yeah, chaf. The word chaf means palm, and it's like in hieroglyphics. Okay, it actually kaf palm, and it looks like hello palm. Okay, what's the sound of the mem? Right, m. What's the sound of the nun?
N.
And the new letter. What's the sound of the tzadi? Okay, next page. Moving right along. Okay. Now, on 32, they have the beginning Baruch Atah. How do you pronounce that third symbol, the hey with the little slash?
Hashem.
Hashem.
Okay, but when we say the blessings, it's Baruch Atah Adonai, or people say Baruch Hashem. Baruch Atah Adonai. That would be pronounced Adonai or Hashem, but when we're saying the blessings, we would say Baruch Atah Adonai when you're actually saying it. Okay, a reminder that the tav with the dot or without is both the T sound. Okay, on the bottom of the page is a review with the letter hey. So I'm going to ask you to review that 32 and 33 on your own, because the review and expansion, I will send you, I already made a list. I'll send you another vocab list with all the words with kadosh and kodesh and kaddish. But these are the letters we've learned. There's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet, not counting the final ones. So look what we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I'm not counting the final ha, 6, not counting the final mem, 7, not counting the final nun, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 letters out of 22. Not bad, but we're not there yet. So 32, 33, that's going to be your homework to work on that. There was Shalom Aleichem. 30, 31, 32, and 33 is a lot of review. We're going to go on. And the moment you've all been waiting for, the Schwa. Like I said, when you're speaking or when you're singing, it's very not noticeable. All right, take a look at 34, Unit 5.
Okay.
Take a look at it and see what words you recognize and tell me, what is this?
Prayer for the lighting the candles.
Yeah.
That's right, Robin. Okay. Can anybody say that from memory or from reading? Anybody know that?
Yeah.
Helene, you know that?
Baruch atah Adonai Einu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Right. Lahadlik is to kindle. Ner, the candle. Shell of Shabbat. Okay, so the English translation would be something like this. Blessed art thou, God, Lord our God, King of the universe, the second line, who commanded us with his mitzvahs and who the mitzvot who made us holy with his mitzvahs and commanded us to kindle the light of Sabbath. That's the exact translation of the words. Okay, so we have the word mitzvah and
So hadlik, the word hadlik. Hadlik,
to light, to kindle.
Light. That's to kindle.
To light, lahadlik ner, the candle, shell of Shabbat, lahadlik. And asher kiddushanu means who sanctified us, who made us holy, b'mitzvotav, with his mitzvahs. They have the masculine ending there. It always says with his mitzvahs, but that's a discussion for another day. Vitzivanu, and commanded us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Okay, now, here there are two Schwas. The sounded Schwa is the one we learned. The sounded Schwa appears at the beginning of a word. So on line one, it would be, and it's like baracha. You know what baracha means? What's a baracha?
Prayer.
Does anyone know what baracha is? A blessing, bracha, a blessing, baracha. And the second one, again, we're going to hear the sounded Schwa, the on the first word, tzedakah. 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 You said like a righteous act. Berit. You know what a brit is? If I said it in Sephardic, bris.
Brit.
What's a bris?
Circumcision.
Brit milah.
Circumcision. In Hebrew, does anyone know how they say it in Hebrew? The word in Hebrew is a brit milah. So some Israeli would say, I invite you to my son's brit milah. That's a bris. We say in English bris, because that's from the Ashkenazic Hebrew, because that tav used to be a sav, it used to be pronounced like an S. Brit. So we have baracha, tzedakah, berit. How do you pronounce the next one with the shin?
Shema.
Shema.
Shema. There's Shema. Shema. And kedusha. When you're standing and they do the kedusha and the cantor, kedusha. So we have bracha, tzedakah, berit, Shema, kedusha. Okay, I want somebody to say that line one. Who wants to say that? Alice, can you say that line one?
Okay. So this is, okay. Bracha, tzedakah. Oh, so I'm supposed to sound it. So I'm supposed to go tzedakah.
That's right.
Tzedakah. Berit. Shema. Kedusha.
Okay, and as you notice in Hebrew, a lot of the words are pronounced emphasis on the last syllable. So you have bracha, tzedakah, berit, shema, kedusha. We pronounced it so the accents on the last syllable. Okay. All right. Faye, can you do line two?
Yes. Le shalom, lechem, no, leche, lechu,
Look again, look at the vowel. Under the ha, it's ah.
oh, oh, I'm doing line 2, right? Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which word you talking about?
Second word on line 2.
Okay. Oh, lecha,
Right.
right? Is it right?
Lecha, dodi, lekrat, kala. Guess what they're going to start leading up to? We're doing the Friday night service here. Lecha, perfect.
Lecha, okay. Lechu,
Lechu, nirana, nirana. Okay, so this is all from Friday night. That's the purpose of this book. Friday night.
and
Okay,
nerane,
perfect.
neranena, right?
Niranena. Niranena. So we have
Neranena.
nina. So
Neran,
you have 2 syllables. Nira, nina.
ne-
And that's why there's a sounded schwa on the second nun.
oh,
Niranena.
neranena.
Niranena.
No,
Niranena. Okay.
no.
Now, they're showing you on line 3, finally, they're showing you how to do the syllables. So there's ma leche, ha mil lachim, ha malachim. So it's ha malachim and ba rechu ni. Say techem, and kiddushan. So say techem. Say techem. When you're singing it. Say techem. No one says say techem. I never heard a camp to do that. Say techem. Technically, because it's say techem. Say techem.
Well, Carol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who's speaking?
Carol, the third word on line 3 would be what?
Yeah.
Barchuni or
Barechuni. So I made a mistake before because when I learned Hebrew, you don't go into this so much. So it would be barechuni, barechum, barechuni. But when you're singing it,
yeah, this is that's what you hear.
Right, but it's in my syllable. I made a mistake. It's not barechuni, it's barechuni. But you're not going to hear it.
Yeah, and the question, my question was on when you call to the Torah. Baruch Hu, as I don't know how not Baruch Hu, it's Baruch Hu.
Probably.
When you go up to the Torah.
No, but here it's Baruch Hu.
Right.
Baruch Hu. Not Baruch Hu, it's Baruch Hu.
Right.
It's if you just had the word Baruch Hu, it would be Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, and you would have that R, Baruch Hu, Ni. Okay, now.
I have a question on the syllables. It's just something you kind of pick up. Do you know what I mean? Like it's, like in English, I kind of know, but.
Yeah, I don't even know, I know the words myself because I never learned Hebrew that way. And it's really not as important except for the Shema, for the Schwa.
Okay.
It's not so important. So, Seit Chem, I don't know if it's Seit Techem or Seit Techem. Maybe it's, I don't know if it's Seit Chem, probably it's Seit Chem. Well, they say though they're sounded. Okay, so it's got to be Malachei, Ha Melachim, Barechuni, Say Techem. So it's got to be Say and Techem. So in that case, it's got to be sounded. Say Techem, Ki Deshanu, and the Ki Deshanu. But honestly, I don't know the syllabications. All right, now the silent Schwa. So when the silent schwa is, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on this because it's
Okay.
not important. All right, the silent schwa is at the end of a syllable. The silent schwa is at the end of a syllable, so it's not going to make a sound. So you have mal, it's not mala, it's mal, mal, ache, malache, el, yom,
Elyon.
and baruch, but there's nothing at the end of the final chaf. Baruch, no sound, and melech. But if I had to take a test on putting syllables together, I'd fail. So honestly, now line 6, lahad, leak. So lahad, leak. That's a silent one. Lahad, that's the end of the syllable. Leak. And kad, shecha. Kad, that's the end. Shecha. But don't worry about it. Nobody, this very, very unimportant. And the schwas shortens the vowel. That has to do with where the accent of the word is. So it's not aleichem on line 7, it's aleichem. Shalom aleichem. That schwa shows that that's not where the accent is. So malache, malache, and it's at che. It's not malache. And adon and Eloheinu. It's not Eloheinu, it's Eloheinu. So when you see that 2 dots with the vowel, the stress is not going to be there. It says, don't accent me. That's what it says. That's what it does. And then asher. So the word is not asher, it's asher. The 2 dots there, that shva says, I am not going to be distressed. So don't worry about this. Then on line 8, Baruch, Atah, Adonai, Eloheinu, Melech HaOlam, Asher, and so forth. Okay, now this next one. So now they're giving you some of the fine points. Okay, we have learned previously that the vav with a dot is a vowel, and if I said put the dot on your head, it's O vowel, right?
Right.
As in the word shalom. We all know the word shalom. You put your dot here, it means O my head, U, my stomach, the dot on the bottom, E, my feet. That's how I remembered it, and that's how we taught it. So when we see that vav, the straight line with the dot, it's O. So in lines 1, 2, and 3, they're stressing, this is a vowel. This is the O sound. So look, shalom, kadosh, notain, Torah, Sion, Ratzon. In every word, we have an O vowel. Do I have a volunteer to repeat line 1? A volunteer.
I'll do.
Esther.
Okay.
Shalom,
Go ahead.
Kadosh, Notain, Torah, Sion, Ratzon.
Perfect. Excellent. Now I'm going to do line 2. I want everyone to listen because I'm going to have somebody repeat it. Again, that vav with the dot is an O vowel. Olam, le'olam, ha-yom, otanu, ha-motzi. Volunteer. Helene, can you do that? Line 2?
Olam, le'olam, hayom, otanu, wow, atanu,
O. The
otan.
first syllable's O.
Oh, I said
Ota.
otanu, right?
Right.
Otanu.
Right. Good.
Yep. Hamotzi, like
Right.
you do over the bread, you do the hamotzi, right?
Perfect.
Red.
Hamotzi lechem min
That
haaretz.
aha moment when you see the word and you go, oh, I know that word.
I know, it's very exciting, isn't it? Like, it's a recognition. Now you're gonna start recognizing a lot of words, and not only that, what they mean. Okay. Now, the third one is matzot. What are matzot?
Matzah.
Matzah.
Matzahs, right? Matzot. And now they're breaking it up. Matzot. And again, matzah, matzot,
Matzot.
matzot. Now, they're using that as a very good example because in all of these lines 1, 2, and 3, that vav with the dot is an O vowel. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it's 2 o'clock. If we can go on a little bit, can we continue for a little bit more? If you need to leave, I understand. I would like to get through just a little bit more because this next part's a little confusing. I think I read in the teacher's guide today that there's only one example where the next part happens. And so line 3, you have matzot. That's a vowel. You have ma and okay, ma. So remember, this is important. The dancing partners in Hebrew, you have a letter with a vowel. So the mem goes with the ma. Now the tzadi needs a vowel. It needs a dancing partner. Matzot. Matzot. Okay? Look at the word olam. The first letter is silent on line 2, so that you sound the vowel o, lam. And you had the word hayom on line 2, the third word. Ha, there's your yud, yo, ha, yom. So line 1, 2, and 3, it's the O vowel, the line with the dot, right? Oh, my head. Now, the bottom of the page is now going to present something which is like a little mind-boggling. Just the straight line is a letter. Is a letter. I think we counted 16 letters. It's like this is 17. It's called a vav. Called a vav. That's
Is
the V sound.
Carol, on line
V
2,
sound.
the third word,
Yeah.
is that how we know that's a Y sound and not a silent yud?
The yud is not because it would be silent if it would be after a vowel, like
It's
the
after a
like
vowel.
that's just a Y sound. Ha, yom. Oh, so you have, okay, remember dancing partners. The hey with the that's a syllable, ha. Now the yud is a letter. It's a letter. It's a Y sound, and it needs a dancing partner. And it's got the O vowel. So that's yo. Ha, yo, and final mem, m.
But other
Ha,
places
yom.
and examples, it puts that yud after the vowel.
That's A and E. That's not after an ah.
Oh,
All
I
right.
got
But
it. Okay, thank you.
if it's A and E and I,
The I.
only if it's like I.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's a and then, yeah. But that doesn't change the sound with the E and the A. Then it's same as the 2 dots for A with the yud or without. Okay. Now, we know the word vitzivanu. So we have the word in the blessing we saw on page 34, Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav vitzivanu, and commanded us. Now we're going to see the vav acting as the letter V, as a V. Okay, so the first line is no problem because you've got V and all the vowels. So somebody who hasn't spoken yet, Marilyn, would you like to do line 4? Okay.
Va, va, vi, ve, vu, vo, v.
Okay, so that's, yes, you're perfect. That's the tricky part. She said vo, put the 2 letters together with the vav and the o vowel, and then she again said vo,
That's
because they're
both.
going to show that it could be that combination, right? It could be either way. And the last one is,
Oh, right.
Marilyn, what's the last sound?
V.
Yeah.
The.
The
Okay.
second to the last word could be O or vo, right?
Yes, depends
Depends.
how it's used in the word. Depends how it's used. Right, it could be a vo, but we're gonna see that there's very, yeah. So you see the third one from the end is vo, and this one could be vo
Or
Or oh. It could be.
or o. Okay, well, let's take a look now. So that's depends on, okay, on how it's used. So line 5 is straightforward. Somebody to do line 5? Charlene, do you want to try?
Okay,
Oh, good.
I'll try.
Right.
Vashanat,
Okay, the first letter is a vav, is a v.
right.
And the 2 dots, the schwa, we're going to sound it. V,
Oh, because it's at the beginning, there's a sound.
perfect. You got it.
Vashanat.
All right, it's not a nun. Look it again. Visha, can
Oh.
somebody help her?
the
Go ahead.
Shabbat, yeah.
Shabbat. Okay, now, there are a lot of letters that look alike. The nun is not as wide as the bet. Bet is, the word bite in Hebrew means house, and it kind of looks like a little house, right? If you draw like I do, like stick figures, then you have, if you put another line, it would look like a little square. It's Shabbat, Vishabbat. Keep going.
Okay. Ra.
That's the new letter tzadi. Vera.
Sa.
Yes. Viratsa. Very good.
Va.
The middle one is a silent one.
Yeah. Va.
Do it again. I didn't hear you. Okay. Now, the door, delit means door, and when
Right.
there's an overhang, it's a dalit. If it's the resh is round, it's totally round.
Right.
So look at it again. Do it again.
Va.
That's a
And
dalit, the
that's
last one.
a D.
The
Va'ad.
ad. The ad. The ad, because the second one's ayin is silent, and the dalit. You see, there's a little overhang with the dalit. You have to train
Right,
your
it's-
eye. If the letter is totally round, it's a resh. When it's got that little overhang, it's like the door.
Right.
It's a dalit. Okay. And how about the last one?
Va. It's a D at the end.
D.
Yard.
Ed. The three dots is e. Va.
Ed.
Ed. Va. Ed.
Ed.
Okay, the 3 dots is e. And the only thing here is the e because the ayin is silent. Very good. Tov ma'od. Okay, line 6. Line 6. Jackie, you want to try it? Line 6.
Try Ba'ad Olam La'olam Bo'ed La'otanu.
Perfect. Mitsuyan.
So that also could
Okay.
be volam. Could that also be volam?
Well, it can't because you have to have dancing partners. The first letter is a vav and it's got the schwa
Oh, I
under it,
see.
so that's a
But the
v.
V and the O would go together.
Then the aleph goes
Schwa.
with the olive goes with the O vowel, because
Or
aleph is
the
silent.
silent
It's
letter
O.
goes with the O. I see.
So it's
Okay,
the
I understand.
O ta nu. Dancing partners, that's the key. Okay. Now, line
Thank you.
7. Sure. What is line 7? Esther, want to try?
Mitzavka. Yom.
Whoa, great.
Meet.
Okay, look, let's go back. M, that's a syllable.
Okay, sorry.
Tzav, mitzav, cha.
Ah,
Excellent.
Mitzvah, okay.
Okay, we have mitzav cha, hayom. How about the third one?
Ra.
Dancing partners. Look, the mem has a dot under it. That's me. And the tzadi has a shva. So they all have partners. Meet. Okay, because that's the end of the syllable. That's a silent shva. Meets.
Meets wrote.
No, it's not. A resh is wider. It's a vav. Meets. It's a V sound.
Ra. Or va. Meets va.
Mitzvah. 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 So we had the mem has a dot. That's a
Meets
syllable.
Vote.
Right. And I think I read something today where that's the only time where that combination occurs. So you have meets, now you have the vav, and the next to it is a vowel. Meets, vote. Anyway, we know the mem goes with a e, meets, and a vav has to have a vowel. So meets, vote. So that's a little tricky. Mitzvot. So we have mitzavcha, hayom, mitzvah, mitzvot. So mitzvah is one mitzvah and mitzvot is more. We have 613 mitzvahs. Alice, would you like to try line 8?
Sure. Sira, no.
It's a vav. Remember they're
Siva.
working with the vav.
Siva,
Siva.
Sivanu,
Torah tziva lanu Moshe. Sivanu.
Vitsivanu, Vitsivanu.
Right, Vitsivanu.
Mitzvah.
Okay.
Mitzvah.
We have Siva, Sivanu, Vitsivanu, and commanded us, Vitsivanu. And in the word Vitsivanu, the vav is at the beginning, the, tsi. Now that vav has a vowel, so it's got to be a V sound. It's got to be a letter. Vitsivanu. It's acting as a vav. Vitsivanu. Okay. Ella, would you like to try line 9?
9, okay. Siva,
Good. Siva, perfect.
mitzvah,
Good.
siva,
Mhm.
mitzvah,
Meets what? That's a vav. The second is
mitzvah,
mitzvah. Mhm.
sitzvah, mitzvah,
See, not seats. See,
sitzvah,
not seats. See, see.
siva,
Good. Siva. Yes.
siva, okay. Mitzvah,
Perfect. Excellent. You're doing great. Okay. Now, line 10, they're going to pull these apart. So we have mitzvah. That's the word, right? Mitzvah. Now we have And they're showing that sari, that is a silent schwa. It's the end of the syllable. There's no sound. Mitz.
Meets.
And then we have a vav, va. Mitz, vav.
Meets.
Then the third is the same,
Meets vote.
but now we have meets,
Vote.
vote. Meets, vote, because you have a vav and an o vowel. You have to have a vowel with the vav. Meets, vote. And then meets, vote. I will tell you a very quick story, a funny story. The first time my husband and I went to Israel, I'd been there 5 times, and I had been taking Hebrew at Ulpan. And yeah, it wasn't great. I was just learning how to speak, beginning Ulpan. And we were in Jerusalem. We were going to enter the old city, and right opposite the old city, I think it was the Damascus Gate, was a juice stand. Mitz means juice. That's why I remember. Okay, so I went up to the juice guy and I said, Bavakasha, mitz tapuzim. And the guy gives me an orange juice. And I was so insulted. And I said to my husband, is that all there is to it? He said, well, what do you mean? I said, I feel like I wanted him to say, Mitsuyan, that was so great. You said orange juice. I said, mitz tapuzim, bavakasha. I said, please, orange juice. And I wanted him to say, like in my Alpine class, that was excellent. You were so smart. It was just great. And I felt so let down because I've tried out my Hebrew for the first time. And that's what happened. I never forgot that. I was so angry. I said, what? I said it perfectly. Anyway, so much for that. So we have mitzvah is one. Mitzvah, again, mitzvot are mitzvahs. The oath ending, it's a feminine plural. Be mitzvot, with mitzvahs. Be mitzvot.
What means with?
All right.
Pronoun for with,
Be,
preposition,
be, in or with. Like you say, Anigara, be New York, I live in New York, but be, with.
Okay.
With mitzvahs. I'm doing that, be mitzvot. Okay. So we're gonna take it up to that, and the next page you can look. It's just different variations of the word mitzvah, but mitzvotav, mitzvot. So you guys did great. And the only combination I think is mitzvot with a vav and the o vowel together. I think there's one. That's the word mitzvot. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and you can take a look at the next page because it gives you about the word mitzvahs. So we're really doing very well. Let me just take quick attendance here. So Faye is here, Carol Fisher is not, she said she couldn't make it. Jackie's here, right? Jackie?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alice is here,
Here.
Helene is here, Charlene is here, Jody
here.
couldn't, she said she couldn't make it. Marilyn is here. Phyllis Cole is, we dropped her. Robin is here. Ella is here. No one knows Susan Schmid. I'm gonna have to drop her. And Susan Winter is here. And Esther is here. Great. So now that Hanukkah is over, tell me just something, a highlight of Hanukkah. Go around quickly. We're just going to end up on a happy note. Okay, Robin, something nice about Hanukkah, a very quick something.
Even though we're not with our grandchildren, we were able to really, I think, feel more this year than others because we Zoomed with some of them almost every night. So the feeling was still there, even if they weren't there in person.
Wonderful. Jackie?
Yes, spending Hanukkah with my grandchildren, well, 3 of them are grandchildren, and my daughter, son-in-law. So we were, I guess,
good.
lucky to
Alice?
be together.
You bet.
I, a couple of years ago, made an ugly Hanukkah sweater for myself and my daughter. And this year I made one for her boyfriend too. So he felt like he went with the family. Ugly sweater. It
An
has
ugly sweater.
tinsel and tea candles.
You'll have to show it to us. Helene?
So in addition to sending my two grandsons Hanukkah gelt, I also did tzedakah in their names, and it was a donation to a wildlife rescue for baby elephants in Africa.
Oh,
And the boys were thrilled, which means they appreciate the fact that they didn't just get something, but it was tzedakah. And it made me feel really good that they got it. And they're 7 and 13, and they really got into these baby elephants. So that was a big highlight for me.
It was nice.
it's a wonderful tradition. You should pass it on for birthdays too.
I've done it. I've done other
Susan.
tzedakah and the other like a niece, and they didn't get it, and the kids got it. So that made me feel really good.
Yeah.
You
So
call me,
they're of age to understand.
yeah, we Zoomed one day with my brother's family who lives in Memphis and St. Louis, and my children who are around in the area, and actually my cousin. That was nice. Also because we're not really going anywhere. My husband and I every night just sat and watched the candles burning. You know, we weren't rushed and just kind of sat there.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, I love to turn the lights off on Shabbat.
Oh, look at the sweater.
also with
Oh my
Hanukkah.
gosh.
Just-
Love it.
Look at the sweater.
Oh,
Fabulous, Alice.
wait a
Great.
minute. That's a sweater? Oh, Lord.
Well, that's
That's a
neat.
sweater? You have to put your arms out when you wear it?
Well,
Well, that's neat.
Wow.
That's
That's great.
hysterical. I love it. You should market that. You should go on Shark Tank.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Oh, and it lights
How did you
up.
get to?
She's lighting herself up.
Oh my
I
God.
love the lights.
You need to market that.
I love
It has
it.
lights.
That
Oh,
is
no.
Love it.
Oh, that
Oh.
is beautiful.
Oh.
Oh, yay.
Fabulous.
Can I show you? This is a wreath that
Ah.
my daughter-in-law made. Instead of like a Christmas wreath, she made a Hanukkah wreath.
Oh,
Oh, with dreidels.
everybody's
and-
getting very
With
creative.
dreidels and tulle all
Beautiful.
over.
Oh,
It's gorgeous. Wow. So I have to say that Alice is lit. Oh my. Does that come with a bottle of schnapps?
no.
They could really be lit. Charlene,
That's
tell us a
lovely.
Hanukkah something.
This was the first year I think my husband and I spent each night of Hanukkah at home, and we lit the candles together, and it was just very nice.
Yeah.
It's intentional now. You really, I think, I was talking to Robin about it the other night, and it's more meaningful in ways. We don't take anything for granted anymore.
Right.
that's right. That's true.
Marilyn?
My two married sons live very close with kids, and ordinarily we'd get together and I'd give the kids one big present. So I haven't been in their house. I've just been over to their driveway dropping things. So the first night I dropped the big present, but then this year I kept collecting little tchotchke things. So I'd have an excuse to go over and say, here's something else, send them outside. And I get in the car and I, get to see them.
They're really nice. Ella?
Well, I wasn't able to get together with my family, even on Zoom. We all had crazy schedules, but our synagogue had a adult party, so to speak, and it was just a lot of silliness and singing, and it felt like camp. And it was kind of fun. to be a kid.
person?
We were like kids, and it was a lot of fun.
Ella, was that in person or on Zoom?
Pardon? That was on Zoom.
Oh,
That was a
yeah.
Zoom. We didn't do anything in person.
Yeah.
So we've
no,
had some
in my
drive-
synagogue can't even read Torah.
One of the synagogues had a drive-in party where you drive into the parking lot, and they had a Hanukkah party while you were sitting in your car. So
We had something similar. We drove in, but we got out of our cars and we maintained a distance. And then they had tables with chocolates on them, wrapped up everything, and then they had a big Chanukiah, and we sang some songs, and so that was kind of nice. Faye, tell us something.
You're muted, Faye.
Muted.
You're muted.
Well, this year I tried a new recipe for latkes, and also I made the olive bread for the first time, and both are not
Ooh.
good. And usually my daughter's comes on Friday night, but because of the COVID, we haven't been together on Friday night. But for the and last Sunday, you know, they came on daytime, so we had brunch outside. You know, we had to have a heater on and just sit outside and have latkes and brunch.
What
So
kind
it
of
was
latkes
nice.
did you make?
Well, this
Say,
year,
what
you
kind
know,
of latkes?
what you know, in the past it was just the classic latkes, but this year, you know, the recipe I had, it had a lot more herbs or spice like cumin and turmeric, and so it
Wow.
was kind of different. So it was good.
More like Middle Eastern spices in it. That sounds wonderful.
Right. And for the first time I
Sounds
made a
yummy.
homemade. For the first time I made homemade applesauce. I didn't have applesauce.
I always make the applesauce is wonderful. Esther,
Yeah.
Even though it was during COVID, I think maybe we saw more of each other because of Zoom. And so that was a really good thing. Our synagogue also had a get together one of the nights. And then after that, we had more family get together on Zoom. So, so it was nice to at least seeing one another via Zoom.
yeah, my grandson came to me like this, just with his hands open like that, you know, and we 6 feet apart or something like that, you know. There's 4 girls and a boy, the prince, we call him the prince. So, you know, but you get to see them, and we enjoy. The last night of Hanukkah, last night, I went online, I saw something that I think it was sent by by JTS, by the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York. And because Women's League supports that, they had this Rabbi Gordon Tucker, and he gave a very interesting drash. And at the end, they had their choral director and the JTS choir singing, and they lit their menorah, and I lit mine the same time, and they did that, and that was very nice. Of course, they asked for money at the end of it. You know, this was a free thing, and but it was nice. So, well, the next holiday is not going to be until Tu B'Shvat, the holiday of the trees. So we can go out and hug a tree. So I will see you in January in the new secular year. And my only words to you are be healthy. And if you're healthy, be happy.